So let's test this new old laptop of mine. Or old new. Anyway, it's an old laptop, but I got it fresh from my parents for the university later on this year, because it has a bigger screen than my old one. But anyway, here I let Skybo File 0.8 play against the latest development version of Stockfish, and Stockfish is a black, goes for the Berlin defense, and now we have castles. I'll let them play with book, so let's see what we get. So Stockfish takes, so now we have a game, I think, I don't know, I'm in d4 and we got the end game. So Rook e1, that's basically a draw, I think, on high level. So they just straight up go for a drawn line. Knight takes, knight, or bishop e7 is also fine, I think. Knight takes, rook takes, bishop e7, c6, stuff like this. I don't know, the knight is in the way. But if you go bishop to e7, knight takes pawn, d takes, would hit the bishop returns back, and then you have playable position with black, but this is also fine. So let's see what we got here. Maybe we'll see an early draw, maybe not. Okay, c3, so d4 is probably coming. It's a blitz game. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that. 5+3, maybe I can insert the clock somehow. So let's see. Ooh, where is the clock? So I'm gonna go there and search the clock. I don't find it, to be honest. I'll search it later, so rook back, and let's quickly check Stockfish's evaluation of the position. It says it's better for black. Okay, so therefore I think Kaibo File08 has already misplayed that. I don't know if there is a book included on that notebook. Probably not, so they came up with this. I guess there is no notebook included, so rook takes rook, queen takes rook. And if Stockfish has an advantage in the opening with the black, then it means it's playing white, kind of. And yeah, that means bad things for Kaibo. So b6, the bishop might come to a6, there might be some a5, and there might be some c5 in the future, but you have to play it slow. So Kaibo develops a b piece, bishop to f4, that's pretty sensible. I don't see that much of an advantage for black, although black has the bishop pair. One of those bishops is currently hitting the knight. The knight wanted to go to c5 as far as I can see, so that's why Stockfish played move b7 to b6 and move a go, just to prevent the knight coming into c5. But anyway, and bishop a6 in that case, b6, bishop a6. I don't know, that's not great, because if the knight would have arrived on c5, then knight to e6 would have brought those bishops back. Okay, knight to e3 hits that bishop, but not really, can't take it, because the knight is pinned to the queen, but to avoid this altogether, just go back with the bishop. So a5, we have some kind of endgame. So let's see what Kaibo thinks about the position. We asked Stockfish, so now let's see what Kaibo is saying. Let's see what Kaibo is saying. Kaibo is saying it's quite even still, and Stockfish probably stays with its evaluation from before. Yes. Well, now it's a bit better. Now it thinks it's a bit better after the move F3, which is maybe weakening a bit too much against an engine like Stockfish. I'm really curious to see the statistics later on. But as you see, there isn't any. How should I put it? There isn't any danger for black now in this whole thing. Where was the clock? I haven't seen it. Oh, the clock is up here. Wow. So what? Why isn't it arriving? Okay, now it is. So let's just go here. And now we have the clock as well as everything else. And so Stockfish is giving this as better for black, when Kaibo is still saying it's holdable for white. Kind of even, easily holdable. And I'd prefer black here, yes, but it's like in Magnus' position. You have to squeeze, but Stockfish is even better than Magnus by doing such things. Just improving the position. Goes for queen to b3. There is no immediate threat, but I guess might be some tactics. Okay, h6. H3, so c4, c5. So if takes, knight takes. Oh, then there is knight to e4 hitting the queen and the bishop. Therefore the knight retreats, hits the queen. And what's the depth of both engines? So let's just see. Stockfish is on depth 26 here, and Kaibo is on depth 20. I don't think Kaibo even has a neural net as evaluation, but okay. D takes c6. Probably Stockfish will win that. At least I guess so. Yeah. Currently it's not a winning position, but it's close to, because those bishops, they are just there, and they are just much more annoying than, for example, the knight on c1. So I'd also prefer black here, and Kaibo sees it coming now as well. Also gives it as a slight edge to black. Stockfish gives it as an advantage to black. Not that much though, and Stockfish is down on the clock by a minute. So let's see. A4, okay, gaining more space, cramping the white's position. Very fine play by Stockfish in this blitz game. B3 probably not necessary there. At least I wasn't able to get that move. Anyway, knight returns. Knight a5 to go after c4. Don't quite think that's gonna happen. Well, maybe the knight comes into b3. Just getting things going. Okay. Everything nicely covered. The black king also much more secure. But still, well, what? You take, and that's losing now, according... No, not really. Not really losing, okay. Just a slight inaccuracy. Shouldn't have taken it. Queen takes b5. The battle currently is on the queen side, but the thing is, now knight to a5 to c4 might be coming. Or just get rid of one of those bishops. Knight to b6 to d4 takes. That's not great. Where is this knight heading to? Knight to b3 to just hit the queen and then push those pawns. Maybe sacrifice the bishop on a3 at some point to push the c pawn through, but well. So what have I missed? I got some email stuff going, so not much. Black is still better. According to Stockfish, close to winning now. It's winning according to Stockfish. And yeah, it's not an easy win. Well, this may be, but it wasn't an easy win after all. Very good defense by Kaibo, which is an engine of approximate elo for around to 600 to 700, something along those lines. So that was pretty nice. So now Stockfish sacrifices a pawn and says it's completely winning for white. Okay, you pin the knight to the king, so the knight is both knights are hanging. Oh wow. No, not both. Not both. But you can take the bishop, can you? King takes, and then bishop to c5. No, takes it. f5. Okay, threatens f4. So you kind of have to go g3 or no, g5, g3, g5. Well, you just go after the pinned piece, and there is really nothing you can do as white to defend against g5, f4. Well, you have to play f4 yourself, right? But then bishop h5 secures the rook to the queen. Wow, that's nice. Nice little pawn sacrifice. So g takes and bishop h5, and it's completely lost, because you not only lose the exchange, you probably lose everything else as well. Well, if you take and queen takes, you lose the knight on a4 as well, and if you go king takes, you lose the knight on e3. So you cannot move the rook. Okay, well, this check might be saving you for another day, but king h8, there are no more checks. Now the rook is hanging, and if the rook moves, the knight on a4 dies. So that's the justification of the pawn sacrifice. So now white is 2 pawns up for the piece and goes back to the pin, because I guess the endgame is kind of drawish, maybe even winning for white because of those 2 connected passes. You remove the knight from the defense of the c5 square as well, while everything is pinned down, and now the bishop comes in, and those bishops are just too powerful to do anything there. And now the rook comes. The knight is still pinned. There are no more moves. Mate in 12, according to Stockfish. Kaibo doesn't see it, at least not now. Stockfish will play it in 15 seconds, that's for sure. Now Kaibo gives up the rook. I'd probably take everything and just be up a rook. But anyway, that's not how Stockfish works. Stockfish gives it as completely busted now. Now the knight is again pinned. Wow. That's unbelievable. Wow, that's too brutal. Rook e3, queen e3, bishop e3, and it's resigns. I mean, this is completely busted. Wow, you don't even take the queen right away. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, but if this is faster, it's just quicker. So therefore, that's just bad. I mean, the king doesn't have that many squares left, so now king g2 and bishop to e4, or this. This is actually a much more beautiful mate. But anyway, wow, that was quite a nice game. So I'm not going to analyze it, I just want to have the stats of this game later. So, yeah, pin and stuff. Very nice game. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.